Welcome back to America Outdoors Radio. I'm John Kruse. This portion of the show is brought to you by the American Shooting Journal, covering all things firearms and shooting related. Look for it at a newsstand near you nationwide. Up next, we're talking to H.R. Eddens. He is the president of Custom Metal Products, LLC. They manufacture some magnificent steel targets that you would love to shoot at the range. H.R., welcome to the show.
Thanks, John. Glad to be with you.
So, my background, law enforcement officer, spent some time in the military, and I don't know how many times I've gone out to the range, shot the 30-round pistol qualification course where you shoot the paper target, you walk down at the end, you count the holes, and, it's useful. I understand it. You go through certain drills, but it's not real fulfilling. So, I got to ask you, why is a day at the range better with steel targets versus paper targets?
Well, John, the quickest answer is, of course, that immediate feedback you get when you hit the target. You can see it and hear it. You don't have to wonder, was it in the black or did I miss it? You immediately know that you've hit the target, and you can see a spot on it, and you can certainly hear the ringing of the target.
And you're absolutely right, and I agree, and that's why I like to shoot steel targets as well. Usually, once we're done with the qualification, we do transition to the steel targets, and that is a lot of fun. Now, I was on your website, custommetalprod.com. You make all sorts of steel targets. Why don't you run through some of your more popular ones for our listeners?
Sure. Probably the most popular target, especially for individual use, is the dueling tree. This is a vertical post with 6 targets, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, and they flip left to right, back and forth across the target. So you can shoot them individually, or you could have 2 people at a time shooting, hence dueling tree. And every time you hit a target, it flips to the other side. And if you're doing it against a friend or buddy, just when you think you've got it all cleared out and he's stuck with your targets, here come them back at you.
Yep, absolutely. Those are a lot of fun. I also like the fact that you offer silhouettes of actual animals that you would go hunting after. And I really like the auto reset targets. Tell our listeners about that.
The auto reset targets really stem from seeing the types of targets that people may recognize from watching shooting competitions on TV. A lot of those targets, because of the nature of the competition, they don't count unless they fall down.
Right.
But when you're just out and you want to do some shooting, you don't want to hit going down range. It's the same problem with paper targets. So we developed the auto resetting targets. Many of the poppers and things that you will see on television, you can shoot at, and they'll just pop back up, and you can keep shooting. You don't have to mess with going down range.
That is a big deal to me, I'll tell you what. Now, another question I have for you. You're not the only manufacturer of steel targets, but yours are different than the competition's.
Yes, we manufacture many targets that are very standardized for competitions, the IDPA and the IPSC targets and the poppers that I mentioned, but we do them a little differently. We only use AR-500 steel, which is an important point. You should never shoot at a steel target unless you know that it's good, hard AR-500 steel. And then we try to make the target bases and stands as portable and as easy to use as possible for the individual shooter. Many times you can set up and tear down a target with no tools at all, and just trying to make it convenient and fun to use.
One last question. Where do you even buy steel targets? I mean, outside of the little ones, I see at sporting goods stores for 22s and pellet guns. Well, and I guess maybe a few gun shops. It's really hard to find these.
Sure. I mean, they may be hard to find in local stores, but they are always available online on our site, custommetalprod.com. Some of your listeners may also be familiar with Amazon, and you can get our products there as well as through some gun dealers across the USA.
All right. Well, let's just go to the website then. It sounds like that's the easiest way to go. It's custommetalprod.com. That's custommetalprod.com. Check it out. Get some of these steel targets and have a more fulfilling day at the range. HR, thanks for telling us all about this on America Outdoors Radio.
Thanks for the opportunity, John.